So before we get to the demo, I want to tell everyone a quick story of how this release came about. A few months ago, the Meetup management team was sitting around talking as things we want to do, and we were trying to figure out how we could better sync up the way that we build and launch product with our ideology. And that ideology is that we believe that powerful happens when people self-organize into face-to-face small groups. So we also realized at that time that we were hiring extremely entrepreneurial people to fill all the positions in the company, and we wanted to make sure that we were empowering them to be as effective and as enthusiastic as possible. Ultimately, we came to the conclusion that the best way to do that was for us to treat them like adults, get out of their way, and let them kind of run with the product and help us run this company together. So we called every person in the company who worked on the product or support the product. So that was the engineers, the product managers, the support staff who actually talked to the customers. We called them to an all-day meeting, and we told them to put on hold what they were working on, and then to think about what they wished we were doing. And then we said, you know what, go do it. So if you had an idea, and you could get a team of people to self-organize around you, you could not only build that idea, you could launch it. So here's what the outcome of this is. Maya's going to walk you through kind of an online demo of what we've been working on.
Hello. Great. So we formed into teams. We talked to a bunch of our customers, and here's what we did. One team self-organized into simplifying the site. So they worked together to make the site simpler and easier to use. So just to give you an example, this is what the site looks like now. This is the home page for a group. It happens to be the Meetup Organizer Advisory Council. This is what it looks like now, and this is what it's going to look like. Yay! It's much cleaner, much more streamlined, simpler. And one thing that was really important to us was to take, for Meetup HQ's content, to kind of take a back seat, so that user-generated content can take a front seat. So our presence is a bit minimized with the new redesign. That's site simplification. Next is Meetup Places. So one of the hardest things for an organizer to do is to find a place to hold their meetup. And over the years, we've collected about 100,000 venues and over 1 million user ratings and reviews in our database. We wanted to make that stuff accessible to our community. So we built Meetup Places, or at least the team self-organized and built Meetup Places. And so what that is a way for organizers to find a venue that's been created, rated, and reviewed by the Meetup community. And this is how it works. You go to create a meetup, click on find a meetup place. You can search by location. So if you type in the zip code there, we'll return all meetup places that are in that zip code. And say that that's not quite right, and you're very particular about where you want to be. You can just drag and drop that pointer, and we'll return all the locations that are around that all the venues that are around that location. People can edit venues, and as soon as we accumulate more metadata, then we'll introduce advanced search. Right now you can search just by location, but as we get more data from the community, we'll offer more robust search. That's Meetup Places. Next up, Scott and Don charge you guys to come to these meetups, and you guys dutifully pay. It's not the simplest process. And so a group of us got together and we wanted to make it easier for you. You could still use PayPal, but we wanted to give people more options. So what we did is we integrated with Amazon Web Services' new payments product, which is called Amazon Payments. We're very excited because we're going to be their largest partner. And this is how it works. An organizer, when they set up a meetup, they can require that their members pay in order to RSVP. So that means, that's right, John and Scott are just for them. So that means, if they selected, that means that when you RSVP, you will be required to pay. Everybody, both members and organizers, are going to get detailed transaction information. Right? Yeah. So this is a meetup group that I'm hosting. This is all the money that's come in. This is line by line, all the people who have paid me. It's going to be super simple to issue refunds, just one click. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I have even more stuff to talk about. So next is Meetup. At the end of the summer, we're going to go global. We're launching the site in Italian. Italian, yes. As you can see, the entire country of Italy is one big meetup group. They speak good English there, but we wanted to give them the site in Italian. We used a professional translation service to translate the site, but moving forward, we're going to build a crowdsourcing tool so we can have Meetup in every language under the sun. Before I pass it back to Greg, every organizer and member is going to be able to print out a sample ticket of their meetup. This contains agenda information, location information. If there's payments, you'll see that. And at the very bottom, you can see at the very bottom of the barcode. So anyone who wants to do something especially clever with the barcode, they'll get to do that now. And that's it for me. Going to pass it back to Greg.
Okay, so not only the core product of Meetup wasn't the only thing that benefited from the self-work structure. So if you actually go to scroll down to the new tech Meetup Alliance. Meetup Alliance was demoed a few months ago by Scott, and the Alliance team that's been working there took this sort of self-work structure and ran with it. So they chose to redesign it. I don't know if anybody was familiar with it right now, but they've matched the new design. They also decided they wanted to give the Alliance organizer more control. So each of these content blocks you're seeing here are open social gadgets that are able to be dragged off the page or dragged off the page and embedded into your blog or any native open social application. We had another team form around wanting to, this group here has sponsors. Another team felt like all Meetup groups should have sponsors. So just a few weeks ago they launched a platform which is going to allow local groups to find sponsors from local, national, and global brands. So nothing to demo yet. Hopefully back in a few months for that. And finally, my favorite here. We had a few engineers get together and said, you know what, this is ridiculous that we don't have a public API, so they built one and launched it. So we now have a read-only API, which supports all sorts of different data formats. They also decided they wanted to make it easier for people to use, so they wrote a few client-side wrappers, one in Python, one in JavaScript. They're going to continue to work on that, and that's the deal we've got. I think we probably are over time. There's a lot of stuff that happens. If you guys want to see more, you can check out our blog, meetup.com. Oh, and we're hiring.